I slammed the door of my beat-up Chevy, tears blurring the neon lights of downtown Seattle, as rain pounded the windshield like accusations. "You're fired, Clara. Pack your things and get out." My boss's voice echoed in my head, the final nail in the coffin of my crumbling life. But then my phone buzzed with an email from Jade Harrington, the enigmatic CEO of Harrington Tech, offering me a position that promised salvation, or so I thought. Clara Thompson stared at the email on her cracked phone screen, her heart racing as if it knew something she didn't. It was late, past midnight, and the fluorescent hum of the diner where she waited tables buzzed like a swarm of doubts in her mind. Jade Harrington wasn't just any CEO. She was a Silicon Valley legend, a self-made millionaire who'd built an empire from a garage startup in Palo Alto. Her company revolutionized AI-driven healthcare, saving lives while raking in billions. And now this powerhouse wanted Clara for a special project assistant role? It seemed too good to be true, especially after Clara's string of misfortunes. Losing her journalism job in a corporate merger, then scraping by on tips that barely covered rent in her tiny Seattle apartment. The interview was set for the next day via video call. Clara straightened her blouse, borrowed from a friend, and logged in with trembling fingers. Jade's face appeared on screen. Sharp jawline, piercing green eyes framed by perfectly styled auburn hair, exuding the kind of confidence that made boardrooms quiver. "Clara, your resume caught my eye," Jade said, her voice smooth as aged whiskey. "You're a writer with a knack for human stories. I need someone who can handle discretion and authenticity." Clara nodded eagerly, her mind spinning with possibilities. Was this her break? A chance to escape the drudgery, to use her skills again? They talked for an hour, about Clara's articles on social justice, her passion for underrepresented voices, especially in the LGBTQ+ community. Jade shared snippets of her own life. Growing up in a conservative Texas family, coming out in college, and fighting tooth and nail in a male-dominated tech world. By the end, Clara felt a spark, a connection beyond professional. "You're hired," Jade declared. "But there's a catch. Fly to San Francisco tomorrow. We'll discuss details in person." The flight was a blur of nerves and cheap airplane coffee. San Francisco welcomed her with its iconic fog rolling over the Golden Gate Bridge, a city of innovation and hidden hearts. Jade's driver picked Clara up in a sleek Tesla, whisking her to Harrington Tower, a glass monolith piercing the skyline. In Jade's penthouse office, overlooking the bay, the truth unfolded like a plot twist in one of Clara's unpublished novels. "It's not a standard assistant job," Jade admitted, pouring them both scotch from a crystal decanter. Her eyes held a vulnerability Clara hadn't seen on screen. "I need you to pose as my girlfriend. For 6 months. Public appearances, events, the works. My family's pressuring me to settle down, and investors are whispering about my instability since my last breakup. It's all optics in this world." Clara's glass slipped, spilling amber liquid on the marble floor. "Pose as? What? I'm not an actress, Miss Harrington. And well, I'm gay, but this feels like a lie." Jade leaned forward, her hand brushing Clara's in a gesture that sent electricity through her. "Call me Jade. And it's not entirely a lie. I saw your profile, your advocacy work, your openness. You're real. That's what I need. The pay is triple what you'd make anywhere else plus expenses. Think of it as a story you're writing from the inside." Clara's mind reeled. She needed the money. Debts from her late mother's medical bills loomed like storm clouds. But pretending to love someone, especially someone like Jade, who stirred feelings Clara hadn't felt since her college fling ended in heartbreak. "Why me?" she whispered. "Because you remind me of someone who fights for what's right," Jade replied softly. "And maybe, just maybe, this could be more than a job." They shook on it, but as Clara left the office, her heart pounded with a mix of excitement and dread. Little did she know this facade would crack open her soul, revealing depths of love and betrayal she never imagined. The first few weeks were a whirlwind. Jade flew Clara to New York for a gala, where they held hands under chandeliers, laughing at inside jokes fabricated over late-night strategy sessions. Clara learned Jade's quirks, her love for jazz records, her secret fear of heights despite the penthouse view, the way she bit her lip when nervous. In private, their conversations deepened, Jade opening up about her estranged sister, Clara sharing dreams of writing a novel about queer women in power. One evening in Jade's sprawling loft, as rain pattered against floor-to-ceiling windows, they practiced a kiss for authenticity. Started scripted but lingered, turning real. Clara pulled back, breathless. "This is dangerous," she murmured. Jade's eyes darkened with unspoken longing. Maybe that's the point. As the charade blurred into reality, Clara felt herself falling. But shadows lurked. Jade's ex, a ruthless venture capitalist named Victoria, who whispered warnings in Clara's ear at events. "Jade uses people. Watch your back." Clara dismissed it at first, but doubts crept in. Was this job turning her life upside down for better, or setting her up for a fall? The charade escalated as spring bloomed in San Francisco, cherry blossoms lining the streets like pink confetti celebrating their faux romance. Jade and Clara attended tech conferences in Austin, where Jade's keynote on ethical AI drew standing ovations, and Clara stood by her side, the perfect supportive partner. Photographers snapped shots of them sharing glances, fueling tabloid buzz. Tech mogul Jade Harrington finds love with mystery writer. In quieter moments away from the flashbulbs, their bond deepened. They hiked in Muir Woods, ancient redwoods towering like silent witnesses to their confessions. "I came out to my parents at 18, Jade shared, her voice echoing through the forest. "They cut me off. Said I was a disappointment. That's why family optics matter now. With my sister's wedding coming up, I can't face them alone." Clara squeezed her hand, feeling the warmth seep through. "You're not a disappointment. You're a force." Her own story poured out. Growing up in rural Washington, hiding her sexuality until college, the freedom of Seattle's queer scene, only to have it shattered by job loss and isolation. That night, back in Jade's loft, they cooked pasta together, laughter filling the air as sauce splattered. Jade wiped a spot from Clara's cheek, their eyes locking. "This feels real," Jade whispered. "It is," Clara admitted, her heart aching with truth. They didn't kiss again, not yet, but the air crackled with possibility. But cracks appeared. Jade's late nights at the office grew frequent, her phone buzzing with secretive calls. Clara overheard snippets. "Victoria, it's handled." "No, she doesn't know." Paranoia gnawed at Clara. Who was she really to Jade? A prop? Or something more? The turning point came at Jade's family reunion in Dallas. The Harrington estate sprawled like a Texan dream, manicured lawns and oil money opulence. Jade's parents, stern and traditional, eyed Clara suspiciously. "So you're the one who's tamed our wild child," her father boomed. Clara played along, but tension simmered. Jade's sister, Emily, pulled her aside. "Jade's always been the black sheep. But you seem genuine. Don't let her push you away." During the rehearsal dinner, Victoria appeared uninvited, her presence like a storm cloud. "Jade," she purred, cornering them. "Still playing games? Clara, did she tell you about our little arrangement? I was her fake once too, until it got too real and she bolted." Jade's face paled. "That's not true. Victoria, leave." But the seed was planted. Back in their hotel room, Clara confronted her. "Is this what you do? Hire girlfriends to fix your image?" Jade sank onto the bed, tears glistening. "Victoria was different. Started fake, but I fell for her. When she wanted more control over my company, I ended it. I swear with you it's not the same." Clara wanted to believe her, but doubt lingered like humidity in the Texas air. They argued, voices rising, until Jade pulled Clara into an embrace. "Please stay. I need you, not for show but for me." The wedding passed in a blur, their hands intertwined tighter than before. On the flight home, Clara leaned on Jade's shoulder, whispering, "Let's make this real." Jade smiled, but her eyes held shadows. "I want that more than anything." Back in San Francisco, their relationship blossomed in secret authenticity. They explored the Castro district, holding hands without pretense, sharing ice cream cones and stolen kisses. Clara started writing again, inspired by Jade's resilience. "You're my muse," she told her one sunset evening on Twin Peaks, the city lights twinkling below. But betrayal loomed. Clara discovered emails on Jade's unlocked laptop, correspondence with a lawyer about a contingency plan if the arrangement soured. One line chilled her. "Ensure Clara signs the NDA, protect assets." Heartbroken, Clara confronted Jade in her office. "Was any of it real? Or am I just another liability?" Jade's composure cracked. It's not what you think. The NDA was for protection, mine and yours. Victoria's threatening blackmail. I didn't want to drag you in. Tears flowed as truths unraveled. Jade confessed. Victoria had evidence of insider trading from years ago. A youthful mistake that could ruin Harrington Tech. I hired you initially for cover, but I fell in love, Clara. Truly. Clara stormed out, the city blurring through her sobs. Was love worth the deception? Clara wandered the foggy streets of San Francisco, her mind a tempest of emotions. She crashed at a friend's couch in the Mission District, ignoring Jade's frantic calls and texts. Please let me explain. I love you. Love? The word felt tainted now, laced with the bitterness of betrayal. Days turned to weeks. Clara threw herself into freelance writing, penning articles on corporate ethics and queer representation in tech. Subtle jabs at the world Jade inhabited. But every word reminded her of Jade's laugh, her touch, the way she made Clara feel seen. Loneliness gnawed, amplified by the city's vibrant queer scene where couples strolled hand in hand. A stark contrast to her isolation. Jade meanwhile spiraled. Board meetings blurred as she stared out windows, replaying their arguments. Harrington Tech stock dipped amid rumors of her breakup. Investors skittish. But worse was the ache in her chest, a void no algorithm could fill. She confided in her assistant, Marco, a loyal gay man who'd seen her through crises. I screwed up, Marco. She was the one. Then fix it, he urged. Show her the real you, not the CEO mask. Jade tracked Clara to a poetry reading in a cozy bookstore in Hayes Valley. Clara was on stage reading a piece about fractured hearts. In the shadow of skyscrapers, love builds empires only to watch them crumble. Their eyes met across the room, Jade's filled with regret. Afterward, Jade approached. Clara, can we talk? Not as boss and employee, but as us. They walked to a nearby park, cherry blossoms falling like gentle reminders of their beginning. Jade poured out her soul. I grew up hiding who I am. Success became my armor. When I met you, it cracked. But fear made me hold back. Victoria's blackmail, it's real. She's demanding shares or she'll expose everything. Clara's anger softened, replaced by empathy. Why didn't you trust me? I was scared you'd leave. Like everyone else. They sat on a bench, hands brushing tentatively. Clara sighed. I love you too, Jade. But love needs truth. That night they reconciled in Jade's loft. Not with grand gestures, but quiet apologies and shared tears. Jade showed Clara the evidence. Old emails proving Victoria's involvement in the scheme, twisting it to frame Jade alone. We'll fight this together, Clara vowed. Their love reignited, deeper now, forged in fire. They attended Pride in June, marching with Harrington Tech's float, Jade publicly coming out as committed to Clara. No more facades. Media hailed it as a triumph. CEO finds authentic love amid scandal. But Victoria struck back. Anonymous leaks hit the press. Allegations of Jade's past misdeeds, twisted to paint her as ruthless. Stock plummeted. Investors called for her resignation. Clara stood by her, using her journalism skills to investigate Victoria's motives, uncovering ties to a rival company aiming for a hostile takeover. The climax unfolded at an emergency board meeting in Harrington Tower. Victoria burst in smug, presenting proof. But Clara, hidden in the wings, revealed her counter-evidence. Recorded calls, emails showing Victoria's manipulation. This isn't about justice, Clara declared. It's greed. The board sided with Jade, ousting Victoria's influence. As chaos subsided, Jade pulled Clara into a hug. You saved me. No, Clara whispered. We saved each other. In the aftermath, their relationship flourished. Jade stepped back from CEO duties, appointing a successor to focus on philanthropy, funding LGBTQ+ tech initiatives. Clara's novel, inspired by their story, gained traction, a tale of love amid corporate intrigue. Yet scars remained. One evening, as they watched the sunset from their new home in Berkeley Hills, Clara asked, "Do you regret hiring me?" Jade kissed her forehead. Never. It turned my life upside down in the best way. But fate had one more twist. A letter arrived from Jade's parents, tentative reconciliation. We're proud of you, and we'd like to meet Clara properly. Hope bloomed, but Clara sensed Jade's hesitation. What if they reject us again? Then we build our own family, Clara said firmly. As summer faded into autumn, leaves turning gold in the Berkeley Hills, Jade and Clara navigated the fragile bridge to Jade's family. They drove to Texas in Jade's convertible, wind whipping through their hair like a cleansing force. Conversations flowed deeper than ever. Dreams of adoption, travels to places where love was freely celebrated. Arriving at the Harrington estate felt like stepping into a time warp. Jade's parents greeted them stiffly, but Emily enveloped Clara in a hug. Thank you for bringing her back to us. Dinner was tense, old wounds reopening. Jade's father grilled Clara. So you're the reason my daughter's stepping down from her empire? Clara met his gaze. No, sir. She's building a new one with heart. Jade squeezed her hand under the table. By dessert, walls cracked. Her mother shared stories of Jade as a child, rebellious yet brilliant. We were wrong to push you away, she admitted tearfully. Reconciliation wasn't instant, but it planted seeds. Back in California, Jade and Clara celebrated with a quiet commitment ceremony in Big Sur. Waves crashing as vows were exchanged. Through betrayal and truth, I choose you. Life settled into a rhythm of shared purpose. Clara's book hit bestseller lists, a poignant lesbian romance drawing from their drama. Kudos for its raw emotion and American grit. Jade's foundation thrived, mentoring young queer entrepreneurs. But shadows of betrayal lingered. Victoria, undeterred, filed a lawsuit, claiming defamation. The case dragged on, media circus reigniting old pains. Clara testified, her voice steady. Love isn't a transaction. It's human. Jade crumbled under pressure, nights plagued by anxiety. What if we lose everything? Clara held her. We have each other. That's everything. The trial's turning point. A whistleblower from Victoria's company exposed her full scheme. Fabricated evidence, bribes. The judge ruled in their favor, Victoria disgraced. Victory tasted sweet but bittersweet. Jade confided. I almost lost you because of my secrets. Clara smiled. But you didn't. That's what matters. Their story inspired others. At a TED Talk in Vancouver, Jade spoke. In a world of facades, authenticity is revolutionary. Clara taught me that. Clara watched from the audience, pride swelling. Afterward, they escaped to a cabin in the Rockies, snow blanketing the world in quiet. By the fire they reflected. Our life turned upside down, Clara mused. For the better, Jade agreed. Yet a final conflict arose. Clara received an offer for a book tour, months on the road. Go, Jade urged. I'll join when I can. Separation tested them. Phone calls bridged the gap, but loneliness crept. In Chicago, Clara met an old flame, temptation flickering. She resisted, calling Jade. I miss you. I miss you more. The tour ended in New York, Jade surprising her at the signing. Let's never be apart like that again. They returned home stronger. Jade proposed properly on one knee under the stars. Marry me, Clara. For real, forever. Tears flowed. Yes. Planning the wedding brought joy and jitters. Family attended, Jade's parents, tentative but present. Vows echoed on a cliffside overlooking the Pacific. In drama and peace, I love you. Honeymoon in Hawaii sealed their bond, sunsets painting promises. Back in reality, they faced everyday humanity. Arguments over chores, laughs over burnt dinners. Their love, once a charade, became a testament to resilience. Clara's sequel novel explored forgiveness, drawing from their journey. Love isn't perfect, she wrote. It's human. As years hinted at passing, they considered family. Adopting a child from foster care. Giving back the love they'd found. Their story, born from a deceptive hiring, evolved into a beacon of hope. Time wove its tapestry, turning their whirlwind romance into a steady flame. 5 years post-wedding, Jade and Clara sat on their porch in Berkeley, watching their adopted daughter Lily, a spirited 4-year-old with curls like Clara's, chase fireflies in the twilight. Mama, catch one. Lily giggled, her joy a balm to old scars. Jade glanced at Clara, eyes soft. We did good. Clara nodded, hand on her growing belly. IVF had blessed them with another on the way. From chaos to this. Flashbacks haunted occasionally. Jade's foundation expanded, now global, empowering queer youth in tech. Clara's book spawned a series, adapted into a heartfelt Netflix drama, emphasizing themes of betrayal, redemption, and love's humanity. But life threw curves. Jade's health scare, a routine check revealing early-stage cancer, shook their world. It's treatable, doctors assured, but fear gripped them. Clara stood vigil during treatments, holding Jade's hand. Remember our vows? Through sickness. Jade smiled weakly. And health. Friends rallied, Marco organized fundraisers, Emily flew in with home-cooked meals. Victoria, reformed after her downfall, sent an anonymous donation, a quiet amends. Recovery was grueling, but it deepened their bond. Jade emerged changed, prioritizing family over empire remnants. You turned my life upside down, she told Clara one dawn as sun rose over the bay. And mended my soul, Clara replied. Lily's questions about their story prompted simplified tales. Mama Jade hired Mommy Clara for a job, but they fell in love instead. The child beamed. Like a fairy tale. With real dragons, Jade whispered. Their narrative inspired advocacy. At a national LGBTQ+ conference in Washington, D.C., Clara spoke. Our love survived deception because it's rooted in truth. In America, where dreams clash with reality, humanity prevails. Applause thundered, but Clara's eyes sought Jade's in the crowd, her anchor. Challenges persisted. Societal shifts brought backlash. Anti-LGBTQ+ bills in states like Texas tested their resolve. They lobbied, Jade using her influence, Clara her words. One protest in Austin amid chants and signs, Jade pulled Clara close. This is why we fight, for Lily, for us. Home became sanctuary. Evenings filled with stories, laughter, the hum of a life rebuilt. As Lily grew, she learned of their past. Not the pain but the lessons. Betrayal hurts but forgiveness heals. Clara's final book in the series ended on a note of hope. In the land of opportunity, love is the greatest revolution. Jade read it, tears falling. This is us. Their golden years loomed with promise. Travels to Europe where same-sex marriage was celebrated. Quiet days in their garden. One anniversary. Recreating their first date in San Francisco, Jade reflected. Hiring you was the best risk I took. Clara laughed. Not the job I expected, but the life I needed. Their kiss under city lights sealed it. A love story of drama, emotion, romance, and profound humanity. In the end, what began as a millionaire's ploy became a testament to the heart's capacity for redemption. Jade and Clara, two women against the odds, found not just each other, but a purpose that echoed across lives touched by their journey. America, with its vast landscapes and complex souls, cradled their tale. A reminder that even in betrayal's shadow, love can illuminate the path to wholeness.